Good morning, BHS, and on behalf of the faculty, staff, and administration here, welcome to the 2019-2020 school year. At this time, would all of our students listening out there please put down your cell phones, put them away if they're going to be distracting to you. We will spend about 2 flex periods together, probably not take all of both of those periods, but about 2 flex periods to go through the material, and just want you to pay attention and be aware. It's your right to know what we're doing this year at Brighton High School and what's happening. The schedule for the first cycle with our class meetings, depending on which day it is right now, on Wednesday the 4th, seniors will be meeting for flex in the gym for our class meeting. On Thursday the 5th, our juniors will be meeting in the gym. On Friday the 6th, we have an Assembly B Day because it is homecoming week. That will be in the gym. All of the next 4 days, actually 5 days, will be no flex days or actually just spending flex in your homeroom. September 9th, Monday, we'll be meeting with the 10th graders in the gym, and on the 10th, we'll be meeting with the 9th graders in the gym. And then on the 11th, we will have our first open flex day. Homecoming festivities. Yes, it is homecoming this week. You can see the themes that all of our classes have. Hopefully you can get out and buy a shirt. There's a lot of athletic contests happening the entire week, and I'll send you out this link. You can click on to see when our teams are participating. There's a homecoming pep rally at school, 7:30 on Thursday night, September 5th. And there's a sports assembly in the gym on Friday. That'll be an Assembly B Day. On Saturday, the big events will be taking place. There'll be music and food at 12 Corners, food trucks, DJs, parade. You can see all the rest of the information there. If you want to participate in the parade, we encourage all class members to join your grade level when they take their floats around 12 Corners during the parade. Line up at 12 p.m. in the BHS parking lot, and the parade will get started right at 12:45 p.m. We have our homecoming football game at 2 o'clock on Saturday, and then we have our BHS homecoming dance, $5 admission. Only BHS students, just BHS students are allowed. $5 admission, 7 to 9 in the BHS gym. This year, we want to emphasize to all of you that if you or your family, you might be falling on some hard times, if you need financial assistance in any way, you can see your counselor, administrator, or secretary in the main office. We have a PTSA form for you to complete if you need assistance with trips, ticket prices, maybe for ball or prom, camps, maybe some tuition assistance with something. You can always ask, and we can see what we can do for you if you need assistance financially during the year. Also, for breakfast and lunch, we will have a breakfast program this year. For any student with reduced lunch or free lunch, you'll get the same thing for breakfast. And we have forms. If you are not sure if you qualify, you can always complete the form with your parents, submit it, and we will see what happens. But there is a free or reduced breakfast and lunch program that we want to make sure that you are aware of and can access if you, again, or your family are just falling on some financial rough times, and maybe you don't need it all the time, but maybe this year is when you do. Cost of breakfast is $1.85 this year and $2.85 for student lunches. And again, if you have free or reduced meals, you get that as part of your reduced or free cost. Attendance is very important here at BHS. We want to take solid attendance, and it all begins right in the homeroom time. Please arrive to school before 7:40 a.m. If you come after 7:40 and homeroom has begun, you'll need to check in at one of the security desks, door number 1 or door 20. As you enter the building, they'll check you in, and then you must report to the attendance office. I repeat, you must go to the attendance office if you arrive late. If you're late excused, and you're excused via note, phone call, or a permanent pass, and it is an excused reason, you'll be given a green pass to class. Green means go. If you're late unexcused, you'll get a red pass to class. Your teachers will take that red pass so you can enter the room, but you will be late unexcused and you may face some consequences for that. And if you're leaving during the day, you're leaving campus for an appointment or leaving excused for the day, if you're ill or something, you need to go to the attendance office, check out at the attendance office. They'll issue you a yellow pass. You can show that to security on your way out and head on out for the day. Students are expected to attend all of their classes during the day. That seems like a no-brainer to me, but every year we have some students who choose to not go to classes for one reason or another, and we would like to know why you're not doing that, because you're required to go to labs, help sessions, study halls, support centers, resource room, or student help times, and obviously every single class. Students found to be skipping will face a variety of consequences, from after-school detentions, loss of free periods, flex periods, Saturday detentions, and more, and certainly will be involving your parents and trying to get to the root of it with your teachers about why you are skipping a class or their particular class. Faculty administration, it's one of our goals this year, is to communicate more than ever about students who skip classes. We want you to succeed. You'll be more successful if you're in the classes each and every day. And for those of you who go to class and do the right thing, thank you. For those of you who haven't, let's make this year the best year yet. Open closed campus. We are lucky to have an open campus here at periods 5, 6, and 7. That's right after flex at 11:34 to the beginning of 8th period. If you're leaving the building during a free, you will need to check out at either the front door, number 1, or the side door, number 20. If you have a free period during closed campus, that's period 1 through 4, and flex and 8th, that's all closed campus. That is not an open campus. You may go outside during the fall, September and October, and then again in the spring, May and June, you can go out back, throw the Frisbee, eat lunch out there, be out back, and be on campus. But you must stay on campus. You cannot leave campus or you'll lose that privilege. Students cannot sit in cars during the day. Students cannot transport other students during the day. Do not do that, and don't get into cars with other people. You'll get them in trouble and you get yourself in trouble. All building doors will be alarmed and monitored via camera or via guard. New buzzing doors. So that's a new feature we have here at Brighton this year. Our door number 1 and door number 20, there is a buzzer feature similar to all the rest of the buildings. There's new cameras and door buzzers on door 1 and 20. During the day from 7:45 to 2:47, you must wait for security to buzz you into the building. Due to the increased work-related responsibilities for security staff, monitoring the doors, monitoring cameras, signing people in and out, students will not be allowed to gather in front of the gym or the trophy case areas. The entire front foyer near the gym will be a quiet space from homeroom to 4th period, and then from 5th period to the end of the day. So I repeat, that upper front foyer, at this point, until we get things settled with all of our security procedures, we will keep that a quiet area so that the security guards can concentrate on visitors, signing in and out, and signing people out of the building or, again, in the building. Thank you for your cooperation with that. You got plenty of places to go with the library, the cafeteria, near your lockers. We'll talk about hall policies, but cafeteria is going to be a great place. We're already looking for some new furniture to get there as well. Some self-control. Brighton believes in self-control, and certainly all of these different devices that you have can and will be used against you if you use them inappropriately. Electronic device policy here at BHS, just a reminder, students may not record or take pictures of other students or staff without their permission. Cyberbullying, harassment through social media and electronic devices is prohibited. And if you produce, possess, or transmit or distribute any sexually suggestive images, nude or partially nude images, sexually explicit text in any media is strictly prohibited. And it might, in most cases, it's illegal. Students who disrupt the academic setting by any of the previously mentioned items, you could have your devices confiscated. You may have to turn them into a teacher if it's a classroom issue. At the start of the period, you might be told to give them to your administrator at the start of a period or multiple periods, or you'll be banned from bringing electronic devices to school at all. Students may face other disciplinary action, including suspension or law enforcement, depending on what happens. Those electronic devices need to be handled carefully and treated with the utmost respect. Again, you can read that. Can't emphasize that enough. You'll see that during our DASA presentations later on in the year as well. Use some self-control. Help your friends out if they don't have self-control. Maybe you can help them and keep them in the right way. This year, with the help of our student leadership group, we've come up with a new incident reporting form for any issues that you're facing. If you don't feel comfortable reporting it directly to a counselor or administrator or a teacher, you can fill out a form. You can do it anonymously. You can put your name on it. You can fill it out if you're the victim, or you can fill it out if you witnessed something happen regarding any of these issues: sexual harassment, incidents of bullying, threatening statements, comments made in social media that are inappropriate, vaping, drug or alcohol violations, and any concerns you might have for a student's mental health or well-being. Certainly we want to know that and assist them. Violations can take place in writing, through third parties, or via social media. If you ever feel that you are a victim, or you witness or obtain knowledge of a possible offense, you can seek out a staff member, talk to them, and certainly report the incident to hopefully get a resolution to the concern. It's the responsibility, as per board policy and New York State law, that all of our students, along with New York State, and staff and faculty, report incidents of possible harassment, discrimination, mistreatment, threats, or other violations to the DASA Act to the DASA coordinator or to the administration. And as your principal, I am the DASA coordinator, but you can certainly report that to any of your counselors or teachers, and they will report that to us. The incident reporting form, there's hard copies of forms in the main office, counseling office, attendance office, and the nurse office. There's an online form on the BHS website. You can also submit hard copies to the main office, and then we also have the Safe Schools helpline, and there's new signs around the building. Thanks again to the student leadership team. They should be pretty visible. Our hallway policies. So we want to get back and make sure that our hallways, we have a very open and pretty flexible hall policy here at BHS, and we want to maintain that. But we have had some concerns with the noise in the hallways, disruptions to classes. This is a school. There are classes going on. We need to be respectful to everyone trying to get their education. If there's inappropriate or offensive language, if you're impeding the movement of others through the hallways by lying across the hallway, or your feet are in the middle of the hallways, we can't tolerate that. You're allowed to move around without passes. We want to maintain that, but you need to be quiet and courteous in the halls. This is an educational environment. If staff members do approach you, whether it's security or a teacher, about your behavior being disruptive to the academic environment, you may be asked to move to the cafeteria or away from that area. We would ask you to comply. If you don't feel that's an appropriate ask, then you need to come and see one of us and talk to us about it. But if you're asked in the hallways to do that, you must comply with their requests. Please pick up your trash and put those in all of the recycling bins, the trash bins, and or if you have recycling, you can do that as well. If you're using electronic devices, not everybody wants to listen to your music or hear your videos, so please use your headphones. During building hours, students are not allowed to loiter in the stairwells or the entryways. Please make sure that you are not in those areas during the school day, or you might lose your free periods. So no stairwells, no entryways. You'll see these signs all over the building. These are very easy to read, pretty basic, but if you can follow these rules, use some self-control, kindness, responsibility, we should be in a good place. Appropriate language, picking up after yourself, keeping the middle of the hallways clear, and keeping your noise level down. Go to the cafeteria if you want to be a little louder and not be so restricted in the hallways. That's going to be a great place to go. Theft here at BHS, it's everywhere, but I cannot emphasize to enough, do not leave your valuables unattended. Cell phones, money, earbuds, credit cards, laptops, gift cards, bicycles, anything that you have, lock it up and keep it secure. If you're in the locker rooms especially, lock up your valuables. Do not leave your backpacks and bags sitting out with valuables inside. Unfortunately, every year we have issues, and your items may be taken. So please, let's avoid that and keep people from being able to take those things pretty easily. And ultimately, just don't steal. Don't steal from other people. If you need help, you need money, you need food, come and see us in the office. The counseling officer will help you. I'm sure a lot of other teachers will too. If you're looking for something or need help, they can steer you in the right direction. But um, don't commit a crime. Don't steal. And in some cases, depending on what you take or what could be taken based on the value, it could be a misdemeanor or it could be a felony if you steal. Vaping certainly has been an epidemic in the country in the last 5 years, in the last couple for sure. Vaping devices, dab pens, marijuana dab pens, vape juice, Juul pods, marijuana edibles, anything regarding vaping, they're not allowed in school. Nothing with vaping is allowed in school. Um, we will be installing vape detectors, probably from the Halo company. You can go look that up and see what they are, but they will be installed sometime this fall. The connections are being made in our bathrooms. If you do need help or you have friends that are just you're addicted to your vapes or your dab pens, please see Mr. Mitchell or Ms. Hawhey, and they can help you out. There's a lot of articles about athletes, students experiencing lung damage this summer in particular, and some new items coming out. I sent these out via updates to your parents. Please take a look at those, and if you need help, get help. These things are not good. And as the research goes on, they're finding more and more issues with these dab pens and vape pens. So just moving along, we're getting into our BHS emergency procedures. Just want to make sure you're aware of our procedures and when we practice them. Fire drills, you all should know. Get out of the building immediately. If you're in a classroom, follow the evacuation route out of the building. Be respectful, get out quietly, follow the directions of any staff, and don't enter the building until the all clear call is made. Shelter in place drills. Could be a threat to the building requiring us to shelter or stay put. Example, if we have weather issues, a medical emergency, or a flooding issue somewhere in the building, we might have to shelter in place until we decide what we're going to do next, and then we start making announcements to move people. Listen to all the directions on the PA. Get to the nearest available classroom. You got to get out of the hallways. We're clearing the hallways. Await further instructions, and we'll be announcing via PA about what's going on. If you're in the classroom, you can hang out there. Teachers can teach. School can go on, but we just will not be moving about in the hallways, even if the bells ring, until the announcement's made. A lockdown. We have an active threat in the building. Safety to our building is in jeopardy. There could be a violent intruder or other items we would call a lockdown. You would hear on the PA just the words lockdown, lockdown, lockdown the building. We will be practicing all of these drills coming up this year. But this one in particular, if you hear that, get in the nearest classroom immediately. The staff will lock the doors. You'll move away from the doors, windows. Everyone needs to sit on the floor, remain quiet. Get away from that window in the door as best you can and away from that entryway. Leave the lights and windows as they are. Keep the door shut and locked. Do not communicate through the door. Don't answer your phones. Don't respond to the PA. Do not respond to fire alarms unless there's evidence of fire. You see smoke or there's flames. But otherwise, don't leave if the alarm goes off and we're in a lockdown. If you're outside during a lockdown drill or an issue, do not come back to the building. And lockdowns only end when you're released by a school official or a law enforcement official. If we ever had to evacuate the building due to not having heat, no running water, or other hazard in the building, that mostly will be done with PA announcements, and we'll be practicing that again this year. You can't take your backpacks. Teachers will lock their classrooms, so you got to keep everything inside. We'll evacuate either to TCMS most likely or to the stadium field outside, and you'll just be listening to all the directions. Flex, we're trying to get back into what is BHS Flex. It's our 5th year of Flex here at the high school, and for you freshmen, it's definitely different than the middle school's Flex period. We have a 30-minute period right in the middle of the day between 4th and 5th periods. This came about 5 years ago, students needing additional academic assistance may be scheduled or assigned to a particular teacher's flex time and be required to attend flex, similar to attending a class. That's if your teachers deem it necessary for you to be there. They can assign you to that flex period. But mostly you're going to be able to see a teacher, every single teacher, every teacher's student is available during that time. The weight room's open, the gym's open, the library's open, the cafeteria's open. It's a flexible time. Use your time wisely. If you might want to attend a review session, you might need to go to use a computer in the library or sit down with a group of friends to do some work. The campus is closed during flex, and you must remain on campus, and you can't leave the high school campus. Priority days. All areas have a priority day. Teachers have the option of creating targeted opportunities for student support during flex time. It rotates. So, for example, a ninth grader that needs extra help in math and science would go to math on day 1 and science on day 6. That same student could seek out their math and science teachers on days 2 through 5, provided they do not need extra help in the subject areas. This is the flex day priority schedule. We'll email that to everybody. Your teachers should be talking about this. Some use it more than others, but you do have priority days that teachers can take. And I'll give you one more example. If you're a student in 10th grade social studies, your priority day is day 5. If you're in 10th grade English, your priority day for your English class would be on day 6. But remember, if your English teacher who you have for 10th grade English on day 6 as a priority day wants to see you on day 3 or 4, and you don't have any other areas that you need to go to that day, they can have you come in on day 3 and 4. Other potential opportunities for students on flex. Maybe you review your homework. You have difficult concepts with a teacher. You just got a question. You got to ask them. Go see them in their room. Maybe you're going to attend a review session, or your teacher's going to reteach a topic that you've already learned and you don't quite get it. Maybe you got to finish a quiz or finish a lab because you were absent the day before, or make up a homework assignment, or you got to meet with students to collaborate on a project. All sorts of opportunities available with this flex time. You can come meet with a counselor, meet with an administrator, go to the library, eat in the cafeteria, attend intramurals in the gym or the weight room, or go outside when it's open, when you can go outside during the first couple months in the fall and the last 2 months of the year. And as we near the end here of our presentation, student clubs, we will have our annual club fair, September 26th. Put that in your calendar. We're going to do it in the gym this year, so there's plenty of room to mill about. Come down during flex, 5th period, 6th period, or 7th period if you have it free in the gym. All of our active clubs and activities will be there to hopefully have you sign up. And if you're interested, you can ask them questions. But we'd love to see everybody be a part of some of our clubs. There's a club for everyone. Also, if you're new, I do have office hours. Would love to see you. If you just want to talk about the high school, you have questions, I have set hours on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, either in the cafeteria or in the upper library. Different times that cover different periods. That's also in my email that I send out. And if you need to see me and you can't make any of those appointments, come and see my secretary, Miss Ennis, and we can schedule something. Would love to talk to you. Our assistant principals are all out there as well for you and available if you need to talk to them. Their names are all listed and the students that they will work with. We had a little bit of a change up with Miss Jacob going to the middle school, Miss Balling joining us here at the high school. So you look A through G, H through O, P through Z, and then Miss Balling is going to be working with everybody, specifically with attendance and truancy issues. Your counselor. If you don't know who your counselor is, take a look at this chart, such as if you're an 11th grader and your last name is between Choi and Gassat, you can take a look. You're going to be with Miss Crowley. If you're an 11th grader and your last name begins with an H, you're going to be with Miss Stern, and so on. So take a look at the chart, your grade levels on the left, your counselor's up on top, see where you fall. Make sure you know who your counselor is. It was amazing to see how many students still didn't know who their counselor was when we took our culture climate survey last year. So take a look at that. We'll also email that to you. We communicate a lot via email, so make sure you know how to use your email. You can sign on to email. You log into the website, you go to Office 365. All of you should know how to do this by now. Our new students will learn in the Brighton Support Center. You log into email using your username, the same username and password that you sign on to get on computers at BHS. And if you want to add your email to your iPhone, it's really simple. Go to Settings, go to Mail, Contacts, and Calendars. Click on Add an Account, choose Exchange. Your username, same as you log on to the computers at BHS, except you're going to add at 365.bcsd.org. Last name, first initial 2015, or your graduation year at 365.bcsd.org. Your password, your normal password. Take a screenshot of this if you need. Yes, you can use your phones right now. Take a screenshot if you need to know how to add that to your iPhone. All right, and then the other tool that we use a lot is a School Tool app. If you don't have it, you can access your course grades, running averages, assignments, attendance records, and any other report cards that we have. You go to the App Store, get the iPhone on your iPhone or other phone, and get the School Tool mobile app. That's what it looks like. So App Store, School Tool mobile app. Oops, little issue there. That's Miss Jacob. So once the app is downloaded to your iPhone, open it and you'll see the login screen. And then you can enter the following information into the URL, schooltool.bcsd.org. Your username and password are the same as you use to log into the computer system. And your teachers can probably go back to this on another day if you need more time, or take a picture of it with your phone. This is a great app to have so you can stay tuned to all of your grades and things happening in your classes. Let's see. And Dr. Lehner? So your teachers can start and stop that again if you need help, or go see Dr. Lehner if you need assistance. But that's all you need to do to get your push notifications, direct notifications. We can send out messages through that, and you can get notifications from your teachers. Our Safe Schools helpline, you can, that's there. Take down the number, take a picture. It's all around the school as well. If you ever have any issues, whether it's you're afraid for someone's mental health or well-being, if you've witnessed anything that would be violating school policy, you are aware of a threat that someone makes or someone with a weapon, you can certainly let a counselor administrator know or a teacher right away, but you can also use this helpline to assist. The last thing we're going to leave with you, and this is, I'm sure, on the second day, so we'll be wrapping up. This is the last slide. I'm sure you're all happy about that. But this is a pretty serious one in terms of when you look at 1,300 students and 200 adults coming to the high school every day, you never know what someone else is going through on any given day. If you are struggling with something, you can seek out a family member, a friend, a teacher, counselor, or other staff member to talk to. And as this video shows, it's okay not to be okay. It happens to everyone, and everyone's fighting their own battles. If we could be a little less judgy and have a little more empathy for people, and listen to them, try to understand them, boy, we could have a much better world. And this video in particular is a typical high school that could be BHS, and the different things that these staff members and students go through. So at this point in time, I'm going to have the homeroom teachers stop this PowerPoint, and I sent you this link, and you can click on the link to show students the video. Thank you so much. I wish you all a great rest of your year. Hope you enjoy the video and you think about that a little bit as you move about your day, and look forward to what 2019-2020 brings. Take care, everybody.